Hello, 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 hello,
Evening.
hello. Busy morning. People in the
What's the weather?
house, got guests. Feel like I'm not prepared for anything in life. How's you?
Yeah, all right, all right. Steady day.
Looking tanned and healthy?
To be fair, the weather's rubbish today, but the sun's been out and it's back out all week and all next week. So
It's raining and it's dark.
is it? It's been stormy here today. It's not been great, but it's due to be good from tomorrow. So
But in other news, let's do Super 6 because that'll always lighten my mood.
yes. So it's this weekend then, is it? That we're on?
Yeah,
On the
there's only
current
one this
weekend.
week, so we're back to doing proper football things and we're not fucking about with international shit. So, first game was Man United Brentford.
You went for a draw, didn't you?
No, I went for Brentford to win because I thought you were really
Oh,
shit.
you dirty, dirty bastard.
You were close. I mean, you were losing at one point.
Right.
But yeah, so I put 2 on Brentford. It was 2-1 United. Newcastle Brighton. I put 2-2. It was 1-0 Brighton.
I said it that'd be 2-2 as well, must admit.
So it's not going well.
You got nothing yet.
Bournemouth Arsenal.
Well, no one predicted that, did they?
No, I put an Arsenal win, but Bournemouth won. So that's not gone well, has it?
It's 3 out of 3.
Finally got some points. Fulham Villa. I predicted 2-1. Of course I did. And it was 3-1.
Yeah.
So out of the first 1 to 4 games, I have a grand total of 2.
Is it 2 above today's on it then?
Yeah, Man City, Wolves, and then Liverpool, Chelsea.
So you've got City to beat Wolves,
Yes.
and you've got Liverpool to beat Chelsea.
Yeah, 2-1.
2-1. Huh?
So once again, for another week, I'm not going to be a millionaire
Are you
at
close?
all. Well, no, 2 points out of 16, 20, whatever the hell it should. Yeah, 20 so far. No, I'm not close. I actually couldn't be much further away if I tried.
No, not really.
Fantasy team. What's this nonsense done to me?
So fantasy team, we'll play about results here. So
I
who you've
mean,
got.
when you open it and the first thing you see is a big red -3, you know it's not gone well.
You've lost points.
Well, Saliba did because he got sent off like an utter twat.
Yeah. No, it's not his fault. It's referee's fault and that Bournemouth guy that's got him sent off.
So Martinez in goal did get me 8 points because they won and they only conceded 1. Still not sure how these points work. I don't think I ever will understand it.
You got how many points did he get? A 1?
8. No, he got 8.
8?
Yeah.
Martin's got 8 points. Oh, he saved a
Yes.
penalty, didn't he? Did he
So,
save a penalty?
oh, he made 3 saves, so he got a point. Penalties saved, so he got 5 points. There we go.
And 2 for turning
Minutes
up.
play, I must have conceded a goal, so that loses it. But yeah, he got 8 points basically. Ben
Yeah,
White
penalty
got
saves, but
nothing. Just nothing.
how do you lose 2-0 and not get minus?
Because
How
he
do
gets
you get
2
minus
points. 2
for
points for
turning up
turning up.
and 2 took off for conceding them?
No, -1 point for conceding 2 goals. So I'm guessing it's irrelevant once you've conceded. You just lose a point, and minus a point for a yellow card.
So if you score a goal, you get so many points. If you score 2 goals, you get more points. If you score 3 goals, you get more points. But if you concede goals, you don't get points took off you as a
Apparently
defender.
so. Them's the rules that we're working to. I don't know if we're understanding the rules right, but that's what we're going to work to.
Right.
Lewis Dunk got me 6 points. Saliba got
Win.
-3. So my back line got 3.
We're on 11.
Midfield, Joe Linton, 2.
Loss.
Paquetá, 1. Bruno
Fantastic.
Guimaraes, 2.
Loss.
McAllister, not played yet, but he's injured, so won't play.
Yes. Is he injured?
Apparently,
midfield's
there's
done.
he's only got a 75% chance of playing.
They're not going to start then, even if he's remotely fit, is he?
No, probably not, no. But
We've
then we
got
come to
Ben.
the front line, and as always, it saves the day.
Ollie Watkins scored a good header,
Ollie
didn't he?
Watkins, 8. Danny Welbeck, 9. So of the team's 33 points, the front two have half of them.
Half of them. Danny Welbeck keeps scoring goals, though, doesn't he?
My fantasy football team reminds me a lot of England's cricket team. 2 players do all the work, the rest of them just turn up.
You've got
Everybody
Haaland
else
to
is just
play, yeah,
really
and
bad.
he could get a bag full today against Wolves.
Yeah,
They're
I
not
need
too
him to
good yet.
score about 14, and then I might have a decent week.
Problem is, everyone else has got him, haven't they? So
Yeah,
you
I
won't
need
really
that thing to
catch him
stop
anyway.
happening. Other people need to not pick him. Otherwise, I'm not going to do very well out of this. But in the league, we are up to second. We're only behind Cameron, who is
Of how many? 3.
5, but that's not the point.
5? That's good.
I mean, so far this week, David's only scored 4 points. I mean, he's having a really bad week.
Who's he got in his team? Me.
I'm not sure, but he's got
The
Saliba
captain Saliba.
sent off. Anderson sent off. It's not gone well.
He finished with 9 men.
One of his substitutes injured, unknown return. Kobe Mainu injured, unknown return.
Oh,
De
shit.
Bruyne injured, unknown return. He's got no players.
7 players and 1 doubtful.
So he's got 2 suspended, 3 injured.
He's struggling a 5-a-side tournament. Who's he?
Oh, I like it when people are worse than me at these things.
Well, I don't know you, David, but you're doing very well, mate.
He's my Welsh Formula One expert friend. He's very knowledgeable on F1 football management.
Shut
Filling
up,
up Iceberg.
football. Hey dear. Oh well. Could be worse.
So
He could be
yeah,
an Arsenal fan.
so that rounds off another dismal week of me predicting anything in the world of sport. Well, for them 2 bits, it does
To get
anyway.
you a hat trick today, and you'll feel better.
Well, he's going to need to do, otherwise I've basically failed miserably again at everything. But that wouldn't be unusual.
Very true. Very true. It's been a good week of football so far.
Do we start with the elephant in the room and just get it out of the way and be the typical complaining English people?
Oh, is he German?
Wow. I mean, I know that sounds very wrong to say, but why have we employed a German? Of all there's probably 500 countries in this world, and we've picked a fucking German to be England manager. I mean,
But you know what
why?
we've done? You know what we've done that's more English? We've picked a German that's the worst of the 2 Germans that was available to us this summer, haven't we?
Yeah, we've also
We've
done
got
that.
Klopp or Tuchel, and we've managed to get Tuchel. How have we not gone and got Klopp if we're going to have
I
a
don't.
German? I said to you the other week about getting Klopp, you're like, we can't have a German in charge. We've gone and got a German, and we've got the worst of the 2.
Yeah,
There's a
on a
world-class
really
German
short
being
contract as
available
well.
all summer, and we haven't gone for him. We've gone for Tuchel, who some people seem to love. I'm not sure why.
He did all right at Chelsea, but he had a very big squad and a lot of money to spend to do all right.
Everyone seems to have done all right. Everyone's won something at Chelsea with the big manager, haven't they? Because they've got a bazillion
Potter
pound to
didn't
spend. And
because he's English.
well, yeah. Talk about English managers. Yeah, I just don't understand how they've come to the decision. I mean, I always look at it as, would I want him to be in charge of Man United? And the answer's no. I didn't want him at Man United. I said that for ages ago. I don't want Tuchel at Man United, so I don't want him in England. He's not
I
for me.
no, just I don't.
The only thing you can say is, and the more this has gone on, the more I have thought that maybe Eddie Howe would have been the better choice. At the start of it, I wasn't convinced by any of them. The more I listen to Eddie Howe in his conferences, the more I see him play. I mean, they weren't great yesterday, but Brighton are doing well. The more I think he would have probably been the right choice, or the best of what we had to choose from.
Yeah, and he would have still been then the English manager. Yes, there isn't a lot to pick from. We don't have a massive pool of managers, but if there is one available, surely give him a go. I mean,
Again, it sounds like they couldn't get him out of Newcastle, or he couldn't get out. Well, I mean, he could get out of Newcastle, couldn't he? Because he could quit.
yeah, absolutely, can just resign.
He can resign and take the England job. So I don't know what's gone on there. He obviously either doesn't want to quit Newcastle, or the FA supposedly haven't approached him.
And we're paying Tuchel £5 million a year.
That's only 4.5 million too much. I say, as soon as I saw it, my first thing I thought is, how have we gone and got the second best German of the two available? How? It's just so English, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not
Couldn't
best in
be
class,
more
is it?
English. It's cheapest available, or what do you
The
get?
other
Best
bit I
bang for
don't
your
get
buck.
with what I don't get with Tuchel is he's a break from their tradition, so he's not an FA yes man. Let's be honest, because he will cause issues and he will upset
Oh,
people.
he will. He'll send us back to the
So
Stone Age, because he'll piss everybody off.
what's the thinking here? So he's not a yes man. He's not the best available. How have we decided that this is the right man? I'm not saying he's a bad manager because he's not, but I just use with the usual FA
No,
process of we want somebody
you
who
don't
won't cause
manage. You
issues.
don't manage Bayern Munich and Chelsea if you're a bad manager, do you?
No,
But is he? We're sort of going like the Chelsea route here, aren't we? We're going to set somebody on. How long's he going to be there for? 18
months
months.
apparently.
Where it pisses everybody off. I mean, even if he'd got a longer contract, he probably won't stay longer because he'll annoy the life out of everybody. And as soon as it starts to go wrong, he just throws all teddies out, doesn't he? And starts blaming everybody. We've gone from one extreme to other here, haven't we? We've gone from a total yes man to carnage.
And that's why I don't get the FA don't do this. They only pick people that will give them a good image, say the right things in a press conference, say the right things in interviews. This guy could, like you say, it
The
could be a
Germans
car
do
crash
that,
quite
don't they?
quickly because he's
Oh yeah,
opinionated, which is
he
what
could
we've always
fall
said
like
we wanted.
but an English opinionated manager, not a
Yeah.
German opinionated manager. His opinion doesn't matter.
And I still have the issue, and this is not just England based, this is everyone based. If you're a top nation, France, Italy, Spain, and your manager isn't from your country and you then play his home nation, surely there's a conflict there. If we go and play
Definitely.
Germany in a World Cup semi final, that to me would bother me. And
Well,
from
his
his
mates from the other
perspective,
side.
if we lose, he's surely going to get that thrown at him straight away. If we lose a game to Germany,
Oh,
he's not
definitely.
going to avoid that, is he?
All you can hope is that that's sort of a passion, a drive to him the other way. Hopefully, he wants to beat him to
Well,
prove
apparently he's not
that
particularly
point.
popular in Germany, and he doesn't
He's not
like the
popular
German
anywhere, mate.
media.
Not popular anywhere. That's his problem. That's why I don't understand why we got him. It's probably his own wife don't like him. So why have we got stuck with him? I just don't understand how. Well, I do understand how. There's a big red button on the wall, and it says panic on it, and they've whacked it because cars is a car crash, and we've got nobody else. Because literally, I mean, there were a 10-man shortlist. I'd love to see who were on that 10-man shortlist.
10, there was 10 on it.
According to the Eddie Howe conference the other day, Eddie Howe was not on the 10-man shortlist and didn't get a call.
So they think there was 10 men better than Eddie Howe.
10 people, well, yeah, 10 people better than Eddie Howe. But who were the 10?
Pep, Klopp,
Well, they
Tuchel.
weren't on it because I don't think they've even approached. I don't think they've approached either.
Well, Pep did say there's been a discussion, but he said he'd not made any decision.
The problem is
I
with
have-
England, they know they need a manager by January, so Pep was never an option because he weren't going to be available. And they
No,
weren't going to
that's
pay him out his contract because they've already proven that they're not going to spend any money to get the man they want.
Hmm.
So it only has to be people that are available or they think will walk out of the job they're in to become available, which pretty much narrows it down to God knows who the 10 are.
Poch maybe was on that 10 potentially, but I can't give
Before he
you
went to
10 names that
America.
I could give you as a shortlist at
I'd love
all.
to see it. I bet there's some names on there we've never heard of.
Michael Owen was probably on it, Steven Gerrard, Wayne Rooney, because they're all just FA people.
Yeah, just yes, man.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know. It's I don't
I
understand.
thought it was best to get that out of the way because you will all get in trouble for being complaining English people that, oh, why are you bothered? Well, we are.
There's
and
a
I don't
lot of
wanna
people. I
turn
know
into them.
people that said, "Oh, it's great," and I've sort of not said too much because I'll say most of it on here. So, but yeah, I mean, to me, it's just yeah. He'll get the benefit of the doubt when he's managing now. What can we do? We've got to sort of
The other
get
bit I
behind him
didn't
and
understand
score
is
some.
why is he taking over in January? What's the point in Carter doing the next 2 games when he knows he hasn't got a job? What's the point of that?
I mean, who could tell? When he said, I mean, I didn't see that bit at the first. It was, did he do a press conference the day after
Yes, he
or
did,
something?
yeah.
And I saw a bit of it and it said to take charge, and the thread across the bottom said to take charge from January the 1st. And I was like, Is New Year's Day a big thing in international football? I mean, it's not like there's even a game remotely close to January the 1st, is there? There won't
March,
be
I
a game
think.
while fucking We'll say March, April time before there'll be a game.
Yeah.
So why? I mean, what's he going to be doing in the meantime?
I've no idea because he's not employed by anybody, is he? So to me, he could have taken straight over unless he didn't want
Just
to
take
come in
over
while
now.
January.
Well, that makes it even worse, doesn't it? Why?
He really liked Christmas and didn't want to work.
He won't be working, will he? It's not like England are busy over Christmas. What's he going to be fucking doing? Cleaning
So
Wembley?
yeah, I didn't get it at all. I don't get why Cars is
He
now
should
going
have
to do
been in
2 more
charge now. We've
games.
got 2 games, but such important games in the Nations League that we need to win them. Why didn't he come in straight away and get some? I mean, surely the World Cup qualifiers start early next year because there's only going to be 2 weeks for World Cup if we don't hurry up.
Yeah, they will start. I don't know when, but it's definitely. I think it runs sort of March or April to November next year, something like
So
that. Unless we play the
literally,
whole thing.
what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get a new manager in, and it's probably his second or third game is gonna be a World Cup qualifier.
Oh, absolutely.
Fantastic idea.
Yep, we're full of them.
Oh, good old FA.
Positivity's back.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Shit. What have we done? 16 minutes. Start again. Oh well. So last time we were on, England were just about to play, weren't they?
Yes, against Finland. Yes, Finland. Away.
What do you think?
We won
I thought they were
3-1.
rubbish.
It were crap.
I thought they
I
were
literally, and I
bang
know I said
average.
it a lot leading up to the game. I watched it, but I had zero interest in the whole thing. I didn't care. I couldn't have cared less if 3 clowns were playing up front. I'm not
They were.
interested in the Nations League. Scrap the
No, I'm
whole
not.
fucking thing and stop it.
I think I
No.
watched it Thursday night in the end. I thought, oh, I might as well watch it because I need to have a bit of context. I mean, it was dire, weren't it? I
Yeah.
mean, 3-1 did them a bit of a disservice because we weren't 3-1 better than them.
And the goal we concede is ridiculous. I mean, he's beyond the front post. Nobody picks him up, and
Finland.
the guy that tries to pick him up has come off the front post. Who would have stopped it going in?
And they scored like 1 goal in 4 years or something.
Oh, we're
And it was,
pathetic. We're just
they don't score
pathetic.
against anybody, and we've let them score against us.
But it's all over the place. I mean, as much as I don't want Tuchel in, I just want something new now. Carsley's just Southgate without hair, and I'm over
Yeah,
it. They're all just a reborn of Roy Hodgson and Steve McLaren, and I'm sick of looking
yeah.
at the
We've just
same
gone through them all, haven't we?
FA yes men. So fine, I don't want Tuchel in charge. I really don't. I'm completely against it. But you know what? If he's not an FA yes man that'll just sit there spouting shit, then maybe it's summer.
Go for it.
Sorry, that was a rant, but my
We
God, I'm
will
bored of
see.
these people
We will see, won't we?
because they're just irritating, and everything about international football is currently irritating me. And then we're going to play a World Cup in America, and it's all going to be on at
Literally.
midnight.
Oh, yeah. And it'll be overproduced and overran, and you'll just
And there's
want
now
to.
48 teams in it, or whatever the hell it is.
There's what?
Oh, the World Cup's expanding in 2026 to 40 something teams.
Every time we talk about something, you add more teams in. Do you work for these people or something? You just put them in. 48 teams. How does 48 divide down?
It doesn't. Let's just be honest, it doesn't. So the
So
original
we'll go from
plan was
48 to 24 to 12 to 6 to there's 3 in final, is there?
so
What's
the
going on
original
here?
plan was they were going to do them into groups of 3 and only one would go through or something, and then there'd be a playoff, but then they realized that was all crap. So we've now gone to 12 groups of 4.
And 3
So
don't go into 48.
I can't remember. It was something like that. I can't fully remember because I didn't
Oh, yeah, it
care.
does. Does it? I don't
No,
know. Yeah, it does.
does it? Yeah, yeah, it does.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Yeah. So
I'll
what they
take that
decided
back.
was to scrap that and go back to 12 groups of 4. So a bit like the European Championships do. So your top 2 automatically qualify, and then so many third places will go through. Because what's 12 times 2 is 24. So then there'll be 8 third places to get to a round of 32, I think is the plan.
It's another tournament where you'd have to literally set fire to your own team not to qualify.
Yes. So basically, there's only San Marino that's not making it to the second round.
So the group stages are literally just pointless because everyone's getting through other than the teams that can't play football.
And the other bit
or
that
that you
I
can't
don't get is
spell.
bearing in mind a 32 team World Cup has always had historically, without being rude, teams that aren't good enough. It always has had because
Mm.
of just the
Yeah.
nature of it. So we're now going to add 16 more into it or whatever it is. Where are we finding them? Who's that going to be?
So the likes of like Gibraltar are going to start
Andorra.
playing at World Cups, aren't they? And
Yeah, because this is
some
what
of
they
these
want. They want the smaller
strange
nations
South
to have a
American
chance.
teams.
But I just, to me, that it's meant to be the
Chance of what
pinnacle.
though?
Turning up. That's all they're aiming
What's
for.
the point in that?
I
It's
don't
all
know.
this inclusivity again, isn't it? Just everyone
Yeah.
takes part. Everyone gets a
Participation
kick.
awards. Yeah.
You'll all get a trophy at end. Thanks for coming.
But to me, the World Cup should be about the elite, the best there is,
Yeah,
fighting
like
it out
Champions
to
League
beat
should be.
the best. Yeah.
Hmm.
But now everybody plays in every tournament permanently because, oh, we don't want to upset them for not turning up. Yeah. More positivity. Well done, us. Yay. Look at us. We're really happy.
2 points down. 2 positive notes. Well, on a more positive note, football's been good. Unless you're an Arsenal fan. Did you watch Tottenham West Ham?
Yes, I did. I was kind of busy doing a few other bits, but I had it on at the same
That
time.
was
And
that was the reverse of a Tottenham performance. Absolutely dire for 45 minutes, and then Real Madrid for 45 minutes just absolutely tore
well,
them to
they won
shreds.
it in 7 minutes, 53 to 60. They
It's
scored three
ridiculous.
times and it was game over.
What's Kudos doing, by the way? Does he
Getting
think
him.
he's Muhammad Ali, or why did he punch 2 people?
I don't know. And why did the referee only book him to start with? That's what the bit I didn't really get.
Referees have not had a great weekend for carrying out the letters of the law of the game. I don't think. But why is he whacked 2 people in the face? I mean, what's his game there like?
I mean,
I mean, I
I
didn't see the
watched
second
it.
one in the first,
Oh,
the live footage.
it's even
But I
worse.
mean, he's not even punched him. He's like
Just
slapped
slapped
him
him in
like
the
a
face.
child, hasn't he?
In forehead. It was a really weird place to hit somebody.
And what is he thinking?
I don't know. He lost it, and you could tell even when he did get sent off, he didn't even argue it because I think he knew that
What could he
there's
do? I
7,000
mean,
TV cameras and I'm not getting away with this.
that's me. He's just not getting paid while he's banned because that's pathetic.
Yeah,
What an absolute retard.
he's just lost his head, hasn't he? I mean, but I don't really see what he lost his head over. There were a bit of a
That's what I'm
scuffle on
saying. What did he
floor.
lose his head at? Why does he hit I mean, I don't know what happens to Richarlison. He kind of runs into him and then goes down like he's been hit by a train. And we're like, what you laid on floor for? You ran into him, and now you're laid on the floor. I mean, he literally went down like someone did to him with a baseball bat.
The
But
referee just
I
looked
just,
at him and like, "What are you doing?"
I'm not. I'm not sure what riled Kudos so much to start punching
No,
people, well, slapping people.
but he fully lost his head on that one and went mental. And
Yeah,
then,
but yeah, it was a good game. That really good game.
yeah, unfortunately, the highlights because we've had sort of people around this weekend. I've only kind of seen bits of them. So I'm not as kind of up to speed as I should be. I've seen the Arsenal sending off and the first goal for Bournemouth is fantastic from that corner,
Oh
by
yeah,
the way.
that is that a set piece goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really good. There were some good goals this week. Really good goals. Who else was?
Bournemouth did try to concede though with the goalkeeper doing the good old let's pass it into midfield and give it to
Oh
Arsenal.
no, it's him, isn't it? Aspilicueta. Is it not
No,
Aspilicueta?
that's the defenders. You
He's
mean
Chelsea
Arena
defender.
Balaga?
Same team. That's it. Same letters in a different order.
Did used to play for Chelsea.
Yeah, that's it. I thought Ollie Watkins' header were a good goal. Really good goal. They look good again, Villa.
Go on then. So, Ollie Watkins, what's your thoughts on him? Because I'm really torn. Plays for Villa looks
He's
brilliant.
not
You
good
put him
enough
in
for
England
England.
shirt, it looks terrible half the time.
The problem, to be fair to him for England, he doesn't get enough game time for England. So I don't think that helps him. He's not
Hmm.
played consistently for England. And it's not easy, is it? Because you like we've said, these international breaks are stupid. You go away for 6 days, play 2 games, and come back, play for your club, and you're away again. They're in and out. If Ollie Watkins is going to be the main man, he's got to start 4, 5, 6 games for England in a row, and then see what you think of him. I don't think he's good enough, personally. Once again, I look at it and say, would I take him at Man United? Probably right now, yes, because we haven't got a great striking lineup. But in a proper Man United team, no, he's not good enough. He's not in the Cole, York, Van Nistelrooy echelons, is he? So I
No.
don't think he's good enough. He's not a Harry Kane. Harry Kane's coming to the end, but he's nowhere near that level of striker. So no, I don't think he's. But for Villa, he's amazing, and Villa are good.
Yeah.
They're
Well, they
really,
won
really good.
3-1 yesterday in the end, didn't they? Yeah.
I mean, how does the Villa player get sent off?
2 yellows, is it? I think. not
The,
100% certain. I did kind of half see that, but I'm
the
not.
Fulham
I
player
think,
just collapses on the floor like he's had a heart attack, and for some reason it's the Villa player's fault, so he gets sent off.
yeah, but I think it's a second yellow, so nobody can get involved in that one. If I'm right, I don't think
No,
it
they
were
can't.
when.
Yeah,
So
that's.
it's
I mean, create a system that's there to make these decisions easier, and then put rules in that mean they can't get involved.
yeah. I mean, I've never quite understood why it can't get involved in a yellow card. If it's a yellow card that results in a sending off, so if it's a second yellow, it's still a red card at the end of the day. Surely
Oh, red
VAR should
card.
be able
Yeah,
to go,
it's
that's
a
stupid. Don't,
game-changing decision, isn't it?
yeah,
It's a
don't send him off
game-changing
for that.
decision. So surely you look at it and think nothing's happened there. I mean, the handball for Fulham. I thought there was a rule that stated his proximity to the ball when it's headed or kicked. I
Yeah,
mean, he's a foot away from him.
but
How
then I
can?
think what supersedes the distance is the arm in an unnatural position rule that they've come up with. So it depends how you. It's one of
Well,
them.
I
It's
get
too
that,
open to
but
guessing.
it's like the proximity rule is irrelevant then, isn't it? If you can't, if there's going to be something that supersedes it, the proximity to the ball is proximity to the ball, whether your arm's up, down, left, right, or centre. So you can't say, well, he's too close to the ball, but his arm's too high. Well, if he's too close to the ball to be able to react to do anything, then he's too close to the ball, isn't he?
But what they're saying is his arm should never be in an unnatural position. So if you're running with your arm up here like this, regardless of whether you're too close to the ball, your arm shouldn't be up there.
I get that, but if you go the other way then and his arm is in a natural position, the proximity to the ball is relevant because his arm's in the natural position. Surely the proximity to the
Yeah.
ball should overrule is there to say because his arms are in an unnatural position, but he's too close to the ball. He hasn't got time to put them anywhere else. If they're in a natural position, it's not a penalty.
Well, yeah,
So you
that's
don't need the
true. Yeah,
proximity rule,
yeah,
do you? That's
true.
what I didn't get about it. It's just there's a rule there that's not been applied because
I,
he is
I
too
don't,
close to the ball to do anything about it.
I don't understand the handball rule. I haven't done for quite a while. Because it's so open to interpretation these days of who decides what and what the referee thinks. It's not a black and white rule anymore, is it? It's just a we'll all guess, and depending on how referee feels is what he'll give.
Yeah, I just didn't get it. I don't care either way whether it's a penalty or it's not a penalty, but I just thought, well, surely that rule was brought in for that sort of moment where he's gone to jump and the guy who's headed the ball is literally a foot away from him. What can he do? He can't
I,
move.
I did, I did hear one thing discussed this week, but I think is a really good idea, which solves the VAR problem. Turn
Get
it
rid of
into
it.
an NFL style challenge system instead.
Yeah,
You get two per half. If you get it wrong, you lose one. Job done.
yeah.
And
Challenge the
then that
decision
stops all
yourself.
of this. It's a challenge then. If you feel strongly enough about it that the decision's wrong, you can challenge it. I,
Yeah,
I quite like that principle.
I think the only problem with it from our point of view is the quality of the people reviewing the decisions seems to be the issue, isn't it? They're
Yeah,
not fit for purpose, are they? I mean,
no.
we've just got a local painter and decorator in VAR room doing decisions, aren't we? And can't be a referee because he ain't got a clue what's happening.
I mean, weirdly, Howard Webb looked like he was involved in the Arsenal one, which was quite funny. He sat there with earpiece in,
Well,
talking
obviously
to
he's
somebody.
communicating with the Bournemouth team, isn't he, to tell them what he's seen. He's not communicating with VAR like all Arsenal fans are saying. He's rang his mates for VAR and said send him off. I'm like, come on. But Arsenal fans are all like, there's an agenda against him. Don't foul him.
Oh,
Don't.
I'm sick.
If you're Saliba and you're such a good defender and you're pacey, why don't you just not foul him and track back and tackle him?
He's got wrong side of him and just pulled him down. It's as simple as that.
But no, simple as that. And they're like, well, how can you say it's a clear goal scoring chance? We can't because he's on the halfway line. But it's as good as he's the
Yeah, 'cause
last man. He's
there's no
through on
other defender
goal.
between him and the
There's
goal, and
no.
he's reaching the ball.
You can only presume that he takes the ball and goes in through on goal. You can't do anything else.
Yeah,
There's nobody else there to stop him. So they're saying you can't say it's a clear goal scoring opportunity because he's miles away from the goal. I'm like, well, you can only presume what's going to happen, can't you?
but yeah,
Surely.
there's no other
If he
defender in
doesn't
the
pull him
area.
down, I mean, to be fair, if he doesn't pull him down, he probably recovers and tackles him. But that's not a rule, is it? You can't say that because
No,
yeah, that's stupid. I mean, Arsenal are literally throwing the title away in the first 10 weeks, aren't they, by getting people
well,
sent off?
that's the third time in 8 games they've had a red card, and all of them are stupid.
Yeah.
There's none of them they can
Because
argue
people online are
against.
saying there's an agenda against Arsenal. I'm like, there's not an agenda against Arsenal. Arsenal got their own agenda by getting stupid things week in, week out.
They've been saying this for years. Oh, the FA haters, all the referees are paid off to make Arsenal look bad. Blah blah blah. No, your players are fake. It's as simple
Yeah,
as that.
stupid. And
You've
they've
had
got
3 red
people.
cards, and every one of them is down to stupidity, and they got what they
Yeah.
deserve.
They
As
try and
simple as that.
justify it by saying, "Oh, somebody kicked the ball away this weekend at a West Ham player." And I'm like, I understand what you're saying, but don't do it yourself, and you don't put yourself in that position. Don't
And the
give the
thing is,
referee a
though, the
chance.
argument still holds no water because what you're saying is we got sent off, but fine, the other guy should be booked, but that still means
Yeah,
Rice is then booked, so Rice is still sent
still needs
off.
to
It
send
doesn't
off. Yeah,
change anything, does it?
don't do what you did, and then you don't fall foul of the law, do you?
Exactly. Stop
It's
giving referees chances to send your players off. It's as
send you off.
simple as
That's it,
that.
and they keep doing it. I mean, how was the ref not sent him off straight away? What was the ref doing booking him?
I don't know. Does he think that another defender might come across and cover? But again, it's one of them. It's all subjective, isn't it? There's no real, like you say, you can only assume what might happen next. And as the referee
Yeah.
thought, he's a bit too far away from goal. Another
Again,
defender
if
might
you're the
come.
referee and you're not sure, why don't you just go and have a look yourself?
They're
Don't make
not
yourself
allowed
look
to. Don't they
stupid.
have to be sent to look? They have to make
Do
a
they?
decision themselves. They
Oh
can't
my
go over to the
god.
screen themselves. I don't
Again,
think.
so they've brought a system in and they've also already brought in limitations to the system that cause it a problem.
Yeah, because the idea is the referee's supposed to make a decision based on what he sees, and that's the end of it. He can't second guess and go, "I'm not sure what I've seen," because that just looks bad. Because then they're going to say, "Well, what you're looking at if you're not sure what you've seen."
But
You can
surely
only
if the
see what
ref
you can
had
see.
just stopped the game and said, look, he's going through on goal, but I'm not sure where the position of the defender were because I was looking at the player. I can't see where the right back is. I need to check before I send him off.
Yeah, true. You could. Yeah.
Well, I don't think anyone would have a problem with that, would they? I can't see people saying referee's shite. You know, if you're looking at Saliba's direction, you can't see over your shoulder to where Arsenal's right back would have been.
Yeah.
So
No, I get that. Yeah,
common sense
but yeah,
says you need to just go and check the proximity of the other players to the through ball to see if you think they would have recovered. Just get the decision right from the off. I mean, he books him and then has to go and change his decision. This looks stupid to me.
oh yeah.
I mean, as soon as I
But
see it on TV, which it's a totally different angle, you just think, oh, it's a red card. It's the wrong goal. But the
my
ref
only
hasn't got
thing
that
was
view,
why
has
I
he?
thought it might not be was how far away from goal he was. But then I was like, well, does that really matter? Is that a factor because he's the last man?
But it's once again we go down to the letter of the law. His last man is technically through on goal, isn't it? So I mean,
Yeah,
what can you do?
because the through on goal rule doesn't actually mention how far away you are
I mean,
from goal,
we
does it?
can't start asking referees and VAR to have common sense because that's going to fuck the lot up, isn't it? We just need them to apply the laws. Let's not ask them to start thinking for themselves because, Jesus God, no, they've probably sent off 2 Bournemouth players or something.
Yeah, we don't want them to start using brain cells because that's not going to work well for
Yeah.
anybody.
Who else? Oh, Michael Keane's goal. Did
Keen
you
that
see that?
Everton won a game.
I know, because we've been slagging them off.
Southampton managed to bottle winning that game though.
Yeah, they've not done so well there, have they? Yeah,
Ramsdale
Michael
made a
Keane's
right
goal was
decent
good.
third goal.
Danny Welbeck scoring again.
Yeah,
I mean, how many goals? I mean, I don't even know how old he is. He's got to be knocking on a bit now, hasn't he?
33, 34 maybe, something like
Got to
that.
be. And he's consistently scoring at the minute. I mean, yeah. I mean,
I'm
Arsenal let
worried
him go
for the
a few years ago,
progress
didn't
of
they?
Newcastle, if I'm honest. I think they're stalling out quite badly now.
Well, this is what I don't understand because this is not new this week. Last few, probably back end of last season as well.
Yeah.
So it's sort of been coming. It almost looks like the end's coming for he's not called Potter, what's he called? Eddie Howe.
Ow.
See, because he's fallen out with or doesn't like the sporting director or the chief of football or whatever they call him. So there's obviously a problem there.
Yeah, there
And
is.
results are looking a little bit tricky. You could see by Christmas. You could probably see Eddie Howe being sacked before Tuchel starts.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
that's
what?
very, very possible. It really is.
We look really stupid then, don't we? No English
Yeah, we do.
managers available. Oh, Eddie Howe's available. No, because the German is coming in on Monday. Oh, sound.
Yeah, because we've rushed to make a decision for the sake of making a decision.
I mean, if
Let's
Tuchel
be
does Tuchel things, Eddie Howe could be in charge by summer. He could piss everybody off, lose a couple of games, and they'll just set Eddie Howe on it, summer.
Oh, we're going to become a comedy. I'd say club. It's not a club. Country out. Well, I suppose the country is a bit
Doesn't
of a
happen
joke
in
in
other
general, but
nations, does it? Just don't happen like this.
no, we're just becoming a bit of a laughing stock. But I
You watch
suppose
Man
if we
U?
embrace just being the laughing stock of international football, it'd be a lot less stressful to watch.
I know, but we're so like egotistical about football, aren't we? We created the game and we are the super team, and we're absolute jack shit doing. And now
Yeah,
we've got a German in charge. mean, every other nation's just seen that news story and gone, "Fucking hell, what's going on here, lads? Having a
But I
German
mean,
in charge."
it does show how big of an issue we have with British coaching and not pulling through coaches and
Did you
getting
see the
into
stat
managerial
that
levels, and
Sky put out about English managers?
they've never won anything in the
So,
country.
so Howard Wilkinson, I'm gonna have to read it because I couldn't remember it. Howard Wilkinson was the last English manager to win the league title in 1992 with Leeds, English league title.
Mm.
Harry Redknapp was the last English manager to win a FA Cup in 2008.
Portsmouth?
This one will make you laugh. Yeah, Portsmouth. The last manager to win the EFL Cup or whatever it was called back then in 2004 was the Wally with the Brolly.
He won something.
He won something,
Oh.
Steve McLaren. And the last European Cup winner or Champions League winner was Sir Bobby Robson in 1997 as an English manager. So since 97, which is what, 27
27 years
years,
ago. Yeah.
we've won 4 trophies with England managers.
That's
4.
grim.
There's 4 major trophies a season. I mean, if you even say 4
Charity
major
Shield.
trophies a season to be won over 27 years, so there's 110 roughly
Yeah. And we've won
trophies
nothing.
available, and we've won
4.
4 if you count the 97 one, 4
It's
with
just
England managers.
pathetic, innit?
And that's not
Absolutely
taking into account
pathetic.
that's not taking into account international, so that's not taking into account Euros and World Cups that we could have won with England
Mm.
managers. 4. So
4. Okay,
a bit
then go
slim
with the
pickings, isn't
German.
it, when you look at that?
I'm
When you look at
convinced.
that stat, you think, well, yeah, there's a problem, isn't there?
Massive problem. And everybody that's come through the FA program all turns into the same person, just with a slightly different face, which is slightly concerning.
Yeah. They're all like brainwashed, aren't they, by the
Yeah, they're all
power
dull,
of the
they're all
FA?
boring, they all play shit football, and they're all tactically
Well, the
inept.
only one that had a personality was Sam Allardyce, and I don't think he managed a game, did he?
One, he has the best England record ever. He played one, won one, got fired.
Well, sacked. Only guy that got a personality. Got
I
him out
mean,
after a game.
even if you go back to the ones that were foreign, Capello didn't really have a personality.
No,
Sven had a little bit of one, but it was nah.
nothing spectacular.
Terry Venables was a bit of a he was more
Yeah.
outspoken, I suppose. Glenn
Oh,
Hoddle
Terry
hated
Venables.
disabled people, so got sacked.
Yeah, he got sacked for speaking too much.
Then before that, you are literally back to Bobby Robson in Italia 90.
Yeah,
Because there was Cabbage Head after him that didn't even qualify. So I mean, it's just all it's just
just
yeah.
yeah. I
I
mean, when are we
think
going to win something? There's more
we've
chance of Greece winning
spoken.
another tournament for us.
We've spoken enough about England in the last 2 weeks. We need to stop. It's depressing.
Oh, we're not back now for a few weeks, are we? So
Oh, okay, I thought 3 weeks and we do it again.
all
No.
it is 3.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh. Anyway, good news. F1 are scrapping the sprint point. No, not the sprint point, the fastest lap point.
Is that fastest lap point? Yeah, I've seen that today.
What a brilliant move. F1 doing right things. It's a stupid idea that should never have been invented in the first place. It's a
Yep.
ridiculous point
Well,
that
it's
rewards
has it gone
mediocrity.
from the end of the season?
Yes. So for next season, there won't be the fastest lap point.
Just left it long enough for Daniel Ricciardo to get one for Red Bull.
But
Although Max
I think
Verstappen winning yesterday kind of
it,
kiboshed everything, isn't it?
it kind of pointed out, though, how stupid the rule is, and they finally realised it, that you've got a guy in 17th that's boxing for fastest lap because he's going to retire and cares. No. Your rule's
No.
stupid. Stop it. Get rid of it. We don't need it. You never needed it. It didn't bring anything to the sport. So we'll stop doing it. Great idea.
Or can we, while they're doing while we're putting things in room 101 for Formula 1, can we get rid of these sprint weekends because it messes with my head? I don't know whether we're qualifying or racing or what we're doing.
I hate everything about the sprint format. I don't
It's
I
just
don't
so
need it. It's a gimmick.
congested and it's just
It's a it's a gimmick to basically entice the younger generation of fans that have got the attention span of a goldfish and can't sit still for an hour and a half. So what we've done is made it all really short and hope that they'll watch for 20 minutes. If you're not interested in the sport, don't watch it. Don't fuck about with it and make it a gimmick just so you get
it's
viewers.
I
It's
don't.
crap.
How can you qualify then race then qualify then race? It's like God
What's
knows
the
where they meant.
point?
I mean, they finish a race and then they go and have a couple of hours and then they have to go and qualify for another race. I mean, it's like,
And
how
then
is this?
because
This is not the sport, is it?
the other bit I don't like is for this year's they changed what they call parc ferme. So after once you go into qualifying on a normal weekend, you can't change the car. It is what it is.
Yeah,
Which used to be the case in sprint. So if you only got one practice session, and once you went into the sprint qualifying, that was your car for the weekend. No,
yeah.
no, no, no. We changed that. So now you can do the sprint qualifying and sprint race, change all of your car again for the final bit. So if you mess your car up violently in the first session, all right, don't matter. We can just change it off the next time. No,
Basically, the sprint race is just a practice for the real race, then, isn't it?
exactly.
Just to
It's a
test your setup.
competitive test session. That's all it is.
But it's not really added that. I know, I can see what they've tried to do. They've tried to replace practicing with the competitive, but we didn't need it, did we? We weren't lacking
No.
competition in the sport. I mean, it's been this way for years. I don't know anyone that says practice is rubbish. Practice, I quite enjoy practice. To be fair, it gives
Well, it
you know
gives you an
it's
insight into where you're going, and it builds
insight. Yeah,
into the weekend steadily, and you get this then crescendo of
and
qualifying in a race of
there's a
what you've built
format. Yeah,
towards.
exactly. You
Whereas
build up
now
to a
we
there's
know
a
who's the
format now. That's
quickest.
just
We
straight
did
away.
sprint qualifying in the sprint race, so we know Max is probably going to win because we saw how good he was for the previous two sessions. So what's the point?
Well, they do. I mean, how many sprint races are vastly different to the actual race?
None.
None, because there's no difference, is there? It's the
No.
same cars going around the same track, in the same.
You just
Almost
made a
better if
bit
they went around the
longer.
opposite way or something. I mean, they don't do anything different, do they?
The only way to me the sprint is going to ever work is make it a separate championship so it doesn't affect the drivers world championship, because I do not want the drivers world championship run on a sprint on a Saturday afternoon,
No,
because
no.
no. And do something radical with it. Make it reserve drivers so all the youngsters get to go. Make it reverse grid. Make it so there's a mandatory pitch. Do something to make it
Instantly, yeah.
out there, because all you're doing is repeating a Grand Prix but shorter. That's not
Mm.
that's not new. That's not inventive. That's not changing anything.
I mean, it's a race
That's
without a pit stop, isn't it? Basically,
Yeah, that's all it is. You've
and
just done the
usually
same
the
things you
race
always
need
do
the pit
shorter.
stop to actually throw in a curveball to actually create that extra bit of excitement.
Yeah. So either
I mean, how many races this season have been won and lost on pit stops because teams haven't pitted or teams have pitted or teams have done a 3-stop or a 2-stop? It creates a strategy. So they've taken all the strategy out of it and just made it the same 22 cars, 20 cars, whatever there is these
20
days.
cars if we're not allowed
20
22.
cars, just not even with 200 million racing on a shorter format. I don't get it.
I mean, if they're gonna do something like this, there's so many proper ideas they could have had. So you could have done sprint qualifying as a one-shot quali reverse championship grid. So Max has to go out first because he's leading the
First,
championship. So we have
they
the worst
do that.
conditions of
Yeah,
the track.
I think they do that in the V8 supercar. It's a sprint. It's a shootout quali, but I'm sure they all go out one at a time as well. So it's like
Yeah.
you go out, do your lap, done. You go out, do your lap, done. Yeah, something. I mean, just do it. I can't. I can't even make a case for changing it. I just don't want it.
I don't
Don't.
want it at all,
Just
but
ruining
it's
my
one of them
weekend.
that I'm resigned to the fact that we're stuck with it. So if we're gonna be stuck with it, at
Like
least
VAR,
make
yeah.
it better. Because what is the point in doing SQ1, 2, and 3 that Max was quickest basically in all three of? Yes, granted, Lando's taking proper pole for today because George Russell stuffed it in a wall. He didn't take
He
pole on
had
quality,
a
let's be honest.
distinctive lack of talent there, George Russell, didn't he? Because
Max was
he was
2 tenths
definitely
up in sector one. He was cruising to pole position. So we're looking at it going, oh, it's varied. It's not. It was just
not very.
circumstance that
George
the
Russell
lad
turning
from
right
King's
in the
Lynn's
left hand corner,
stuck
weren't
it
he?
in a wall.
So no,
Yep.
it's
So we've been positive about F1. What else can we be positive about?
while we're not being positive about F1, Perez is still shite, isn't he?
Yeah, I didn't really see the sprint. He made Q3 yesterday, but ended up still ninth, 10th on
10th,
the grid.
10th. So he had his lap deleted because he
Yes, he did.
decided that he needed more at track, even though it's that slow. I mean, how can you be that slow and need extra track? It's not like you're going around corners very fast, are you? Because you're that pissing slow. So what does he need extra track for?
But Lewis made a mess,
Oh,
didn't he? I mean, I only again Q1 exit 16th, starting 18th.
starting
Not
18th or 19th.
well, somewhere at the back. I
I
think
thought
he's
it was
probably going to start
19th
in
for a
pit lane
second.
because he's had
I
enough.
mean, he's offered to give George all his parts, hasn't he?
I think he's offering him all car. He's not asked anymore. I don't want it.
Steering
You
wheel.
drive
Take my
it.
steering wheel. I'll just drive it pedals. I'll drift it. I mean, George, not by giving George a steering wheel. I don't know which way left and right is. Where are he
I mean,
going?
I think it was always going to happen with Lewis, though. I think he's now got to the point. There's only 5 races. He doesn't care about
No.
being at Merck. He's lost
It's a
interest.
bit of a bad thing that they do in F1, isn't it? Where they set the drivers' lineup so premature to this next season, because it's the same with Sainz, isn't it? I mean, Sainz and Leclerc were battling yesterday, and you kind of think if you're Sainz and they're saying to you, "Well, Leclerc's our driver lane past," I'd just say, oh, "Fuck off! I'm not driving for you next year. I don't give a shit. What are going to fall out with me? I don't care. I'm just going
Yeah,
to pass him. When I get
yeah,
to pit lane, you fall out. It doesn't fucking matter. 5 races, I'm gone. It's not like you. It's a bit of an odd way to set up. It's almost like having a football team when you know players, like half your players are leaving at end of season because they've already gone to another club. They're just not
yeah.
going to commit to what they're doing, are they?
Yeah, it's like Liverpool in a title race with Man City, but Man City knowing half of their players are coming from other way next week, so they
To
can.
them,
Yeah.
it's like probably not put that much effort in this weekend because I don't
Well, I
really
think
care whether
Lewis is
Liverpool
now
win it or not.
he's given up. He wants to be in Italy. He wants to be in Ferrari, which is I don't know why anybody wants to be in Ferrari, but he does, and he just doesn't care anymore. So he said to George, "Take the good parts of my car.
Take
Take
my
all of the
part.
parts of my car."
I mean, George, has
Okay.
George said no?
Yeah. Well, like, we're not going to do that. So
Yeah, I don't
George
know.
is
It's
qualified 6th or 7th, I think. But he's now got the non-upgraded car. Lewis is 19th with the upgraded car, so Merc are screwed and will end up 12th and 11th
I mean, to
probably.
be fair, you probably should just give George a pass because Lewis is going nowhere, is it? I mean, even if he comes back through to 8th or 9th, which would be a miracle, well, so what? You might as well give George the parts and at least have a chance of getting a podium if things go wrong at the front. Whereas
I do
they're going
think
to have
this
two
sprint
cars nowhere.
weekend has achieved one thing. Everybody can stop talking about this made-up title battle between Max and Lando because it's not a thing and it's all over and we can
Well,
now
they
just all
finished it
accept
off
it.
yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, and he'll
Unless
finish
there's
it off completely today.
unless he writes himself off today. But again, if your McLaren Piastri just doesn't have no brakes, he presses that button. Remember when Lewis Hamilton pressed that button at
Break magic.
Azerbaijan? That's what I'd be doing as well. Piastri. Oh, press the wrong button. Sorry, mate. Boom. And Max Verstappen would be in wall. He'd be where George went.
But yeah, so
This one.
F1's,
Where's
I mean,
Piastri starting? Because I ain't seen a lot of Piastri this week, and he seems to have not been very good.
I genuinely don't know. I can't answer that. I don't have a
Do you know
clue.
what? I've just realised something. We have a
What?
reverse curse.
A reverse curse? Ooh.
Well, I said Piastri one of the best drivers on grid, and since he did that, he's been absolutely shite.
That's not a reverse curse. That's just us saying the wrong thing. That's just what happens. No matter what
Well,
we say, the
people
opposite will
crap. They
happen.
score a goal. Call them amazing. They're absolutely crap. Piastri hasn't done jack
But,
shit since that.
but, last Sunday, you asked me who would win this weekend's race, and what did I say?
You said Max.
Yes, I did. And who's leading it all so far?
I won't win today because you said he'd win.
Piastri starts 5th, just FYI. Russell 6th. So
yeah.
Gasly did an amazing job in that McLaren Alpine, which is really infuriating to watch. My God, why is their car orange?
Well, when he cut Verstappen up in pit lane?
Gasly.
Because that was definitely a McLaren on the first shot. 100% it was a McLaren. Honestly, when he said it were an Alpine, I thought fucking hell, Conte had lost his marbles. And then when it panned out, it weren't. I was like, what the?
Yeah, so they've decided
It
to
even
make the
looked
car
orange. Is it orange?
Yeah, so the Alpine for this
Oh,
week
that's
is
why it
orange.
looked orange then. I mean, I really paid attention. When he come out, I thought, oh, fucking hell. Piastri Orlando a bit close to Max there. And when it panned away, it went Alpine, I thought, oh, what's going on here? Where's McLaren gone? And it weren't one. And I thought, well, fucking hell. Yeah, it's even the same shape all of a sudden.
Yeah,
it's
they're
almost
running
like
a
they changed the
special
entire car.
orange livery for this weekend, and it's impossible to tell the difference. I know this weekend the McLaren's
What's
got the
orange
chrome
about
on it.
America?
I think it has something to be Indiana Jones or something.
Indiana Jones?
I think.
What the fuck's he got to do with Kota? I've been saying this to myself all week.
Game.
I've been saying Kota to myself all week, so I got it right, and I still got it fucking wrong. What's Indiana Jones got to do with it?
I
Is that
don't
the only
know.
way
Give
that
me a
Lando can
second.
win if that big fucking ball rolls down track and runs over all cars? I mean, Lando keeps doing some stupid things, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, he locked up massively yesterday in
That last lap.
at the sprint, and
He
then
just
obviously got.
keeps. I mean, I know we spoke about this before and the winning mentality. He just seems to just keep making stupid mistakes, doesn't he? When
So I'm right. The Alpine will run in a special livery to promote the upcoming video game Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
what the fuck's that got to do with Formula One? Are they
Don't know.
sponsored by Indiana Jones? Is that even a thing to be sponsored by? Can you be
I
sponsored
don't
by
think
them?
it'll be sponsored by a fictional character.
Person? They're not even a person, is it? What?
No.
I don't even know. I mean, I don't get all these special liveries anyway. I mean, all these teams are on a budget cap, but they're repainting cars every 30 fucking seconds in different pissing colours.
I have
And
to
then Red
admit
Bull
that I
can't
do
have
love the
paint on theirs
McLaren.
because it's too heavy.
The
What?
McLaren is gorgeous. That chrome with the orange. That should be their livery. Just keep that. That's amazing.
Just keep it. But why do they
Alpine, stop
just keep
painting your
changing the
car orange
colours?
because Indiana Jones.
Why did they have like special Monaco livery? And Monaco's one of the worst tracks in the world. Why would they have a special livery? Nothing
That
fucking
was for
happened.
Senna because it was the 30th anniversary of his death. So
He
I
didn't
get
die
why
at
they did that there.
Monaco.
But yeah, Alpine are orange for video game reasons.
Interesting.
So we'll make the podcast green for another reason that I'll come up with for some other video game that I've not invented. Because why not? That's apparently what you do these days.
FIFA. That can be sponsored. Can be sponsored. It's not even FIFA anymore, is it? What's it
Nope,
called now?
doesn't even
FC
exist.
something.
But yeah, so far
So you're still
the
saying Max
positivity
wins?
on this episode is through the roof. But I am positive Max wins. The car's good. He's back and seems to be on form and happy with everything again. It's the only thing we've got in Formula One now is the Constructors' Championship, and our fucking Liverpool, wow, McLaren going to hang on because Perez is shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, Perez is getting worse, isn't he?
Yeah, 18th he
I mean,
qualified for the sprint, I think, and then
oh,
9th or
did
10th,
he?
whatever it is today. Oh yeah, and
Where
made an
did he
absolute.
finish?
Ooh, let me have a look. So
I
where?
think
Oh
does he
my,
finish? He qualified 18th for the sprint.
I
I can't
think
say what
so.
Hamilton did, but
But he finished 9th in the end in the sprint, and Piastri finished 10th, so they gained some points there. Red Bull, to be fair.
yeah,
So they
'cause they
are
both
now
finished.
only 39 points behind McLaren.
So a Red Bull back to having the fastest car. Is this just their track?
Um, don't think McLaren have fully understood their upgrades that they've brought for this weekend, although they say it's not a major upgrade. There was only one practice session. Red Bull hit the ground running really well. Kind of seem to have understood what they brought, and I don't want to say they've got the best car again because I think it's impossible to say based on one track. Max just likes Texas. He's won that last 3 years, I think. It's a track that suits
Yeah,
his
someone
driving
said that. Yeah.
style. So I think if we get to but then again, I say if we get to Mexico and they're still in front, Red Bull always does well at Mexico. That car
Yeah, well,
is
saying that
just
Mexico
brilliant
do
there.
well, don't they?
So I think it's going to be hard to tell until we get to Brazil.
Too
Brazil
late
should
then, isn't
suit
it?
McLaren quite well, but so I think if we get to Brazil and Max is comfortable again, you'd say Red Bull are back to having the best car. If over the next three races it flips, you'd say they're probably equal, and a track characteristics going to swap who's the quickest car on a weekend. It just won't swap Ferrari or Mercedes because they're too far behind.
Bodes well for next season, I suppose, doesn't it?
That was
At
my
the minute.
detailed professional analysis.
It almost sounded positive.
It almost sounded, intelligent as well.
Where were
I'll
you
go
reading
back to
that
normal
from?
now.
Will Ted Kravitz send you
Do not ever compare me to that moron.
that?
You don't know what day of week it is.
Talking of morons, I've just seen a thing pop up that says that Benteke is the Golden Boot winner in USA League, the
Does he still
MLS.
play football?
Benteke. I mean, he's like a shit MLS ski, isn't he?
Yeah, and yeah. He was at Palace and
Liverpool and Palace, wasn't he? Liverpool
yeah,
bought him, didn't they?
spent a lot
They were
of
at
money on
Palace
him,
and
and
they got rid of him because he kept missing everything, didn't he? Yeah. He's won the Golden Boot for the MLS.
So Lionel Messi isn't the greatest thing to ever reach the MLS. Christian Benteke is.
Christian
Oh,
Benteke has
Jesus.
beat him.
Oh, God.
How embarrassing is that?
Oh, Messi had stop. Quit.
Benteke's got more goals than Messi. Here's a line you thought you'd never say.
What club does Benteke play for, and are they in the FIFA World Club Cup?
Oh, have you applied for the Pub World Championship? Are we in it? We're on the Great World Pub Tour. When do I start?
Oh, that was brilliant.
It's my favourite competition ever. So, Formula One's done. That's just cool. We covered Formula One, or we got anything else we need to...
Well, there was the storm in the teacup about Red Bull on the floor and cheating and blah, 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 blah.
I didn't understand it, if I'm honest. It's not like me, because I don't really care, but I didn't understand it at all.
There was an accusation that Red Bull could alter the height of the tea tray, which is under the driver at the front. It's the leading edge of the floor. You want it as low to the ground as you can. In qualifying, your car's lighter, there's less fuel, so you would lower it. In your race, you're slightly heavier, so you'd want to rise it to compensate your ride height. There was an accusation by other teams that Red Bull were able to do this between qualifying and the race, which would be illegal, because you can't touch the car between qualifying and the race, parc fermé. Red Bull then went to extreme lengths to get a man with a really bad spanner to prove how difficult the thing hole was, because he picked up the wrong spanner and then he really dropped it and made it look all clumsy. But it's a storm in a teacup. They've not done anything wrong. It's teams in F1 doing what they do and complaining about each other. The end. Nobody cheated.
This before, haven't we? It's just why are teams allowed to get involved in this? How
because
do they
if you think
know?
somebody's cheating, you're allowed to bring it to the referee's
How can
attention.
you possibly know that they're moving it? What have you examined on their car to know that?
Don't know. They just
Unless it's
assumed.
when Perez keeps flipping it upside down, they've seen something because he's always.
But it moves. It flaps up and down when it
it'll move on it because he's never fucking attached the car. That's why. Yeah, I mean, how do they know?
They don't.
It's not like it's Mercedes' steering wheel thing where you could physically see it on the camera. I mean, how can you
McLaren's
know
moving
that
rear
doing
wing.
that? Or they're moving your rear wing, which nobody normal ever spotted. It's only Christian Horner and Ferrari.
Quite funny,
so
though.
They're not cheated.
No, but it was quite funny that Horner said something about, other teams are, just the slinging mode looking at our car. It's like, what have you spent the last 4 years doing?
All it ever does is moan about it. Every time Mercedes won a race, there was a reason. It was because they could warm the tyres up better, or got nitrous oxide, or party modes, and fucking quali modes, and buttons for this. It's like, fucking shut up.
Yeah, that man has made a career out of whinging.
Yeah, that's all he's done. Made a very rich man out of moaning a lot.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Because we moan a lot and we're poor as fuck. He moans all the time and he's minted. That's what's going on here.
Keep moaning, eventually we'll be rich.
Oh, well, that's it then. I'm definitely going to be rich if that's the theory.
That's it. There's no more positivity on this podcast ever because we've figured out that's not the way to be.
We're going to moan for the rest of his lives. So, Moan, did you see that they sacked Fergie?
Sacked him from what exactly?
Well, exactly. I mean, all Man United people are on saying it's disgraceful what he's done for the club. I'm like, he's 82.
Is that what he is?
I don't think he's doing a lot for the club. I mean, with all due respect to Sir Alex Ferguson, greatest manager to ever walk the planet Earth, but should we really be paying him £2 million a year at 82?
I mean, apparently he had an ambassadorial role, but to do what?
Exactly. To do what? Fly around the world and promote Man United. But with all due respect, it works both ways, doesn't it? When you've been paying Sir Alex Ferguson for 30 plus years, you'd think he'd represent Man United for free now, wouldn't you? I mean,
yeah,
I'm a massive Man United fan and I've got nothing bad to ever say about the bloke. But if you're thinking that Man United taking his salary off him is a bad thing, you need to give your head a wobble, don't you? Go and have a shower. Because
at this point, why does Man United even need an ambassador? It's not like you're an up-and-coming emerging brand.
You've got to move on, haven't you? If we're sat here now saying without Sir Alex Ferguson as ambassador, we're going to crumble, then we've got a lot of problems, haven't we?
Well, yeah.
People are they're going to the lengths they're going to saying it's, get Ineos out now because of what they've done to them. Like, what? Why would Ineos want Sir Alex Ferguson still to be involved in the club? Surely the whole point of them coming is we're moving on from what we've done over the last 30 years.
this is kind of an extreme take on it, but is he not still in being there? Is he not just a shadow looming over the club of
Of
what it
course he
once was?
is. Look, it was the same when, and like I said, this is not against him, but when you've ran the club and he ran that club, right? He ran everything. He ran the staff, he ran the players, he ran the everything. Everything went through him. There was none of this. We need a man above him to scout people. We need a man above him to bring people in, and he does that. He did everything. When he's done that role at the club, it's impossible for people not to keep going back to him. If he's in the building, you're going to go and seek his advice. You're going to go and ask him the questions, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's what happens.
Mm.
So if you want to move on, and let's be honest, he's in his 80s now. His way of thinking is not the modern way of thinking. We need to move past this and get into into a modern day. And you can't. I mean, you can't be running to Sir Alex Ferguson every time things go wrong and asking him his opinion, because that's such an antiquated way of doing things. We need to be bringing in new people who are thinking the way that like the likes of City and Liverpool are working now. They're not running back to whoever they used to have as managers and asking them what to. I mean, no point asking City's old managers because they're all shy.
It's not everybody to run to.
But yeah, people are just going absolutely all in online. It's like, get rid of Ineos. I'm like, do you think Ineos give a monkeys about what Ferguson did? Ineos don't. I mean, right, Jim Ratcliffe's a Man United fan supposedly, but the rest of Ineos don't give a shit what Fergie did for Man United. Why would they? They weren't there.
And you
They're not
can't
Man
keep
United
caring
fans.
what Ferguson did because
You
he's been
can't. It's
retired for 10
ridiculous.
years, maybe more.
Yeah, 11 now. Yeah, it'll be 11 and it'll be 12 end of the season, I think.
And
It's
living
gone.
off what Ferguson did is not going to take you forward as a
It's all we've
club.
done. That's all we've done in the last 12 years. Live off what Fergie did. And that's all everyone does. They refer back to Class of 92, Ferguson's era, Ferguson's dominance. We've got to get past this. And unfortunately, if moving him on is the way to do it, then that's what's got to be done. Because we'll
Yeah, 'cause
never
like I
get
say, it's
past it
nothing
while
against
everyone's
him and
doing
it's
that.
not his fault, but him being in the club is going to become an issue because
Yeah, it becomes
he's
an
just
issue. And it's
there.
been an issue. Because
Yeah.
every time something happens, Solskjaer used to say, I've spoke to Alex Ferguson, I've asked him his opinions. That's great to be able to call on somebody, but there becomes a time when his views are antiquated and out of date. And that was probably 12 years ago when he retired.
Yeah, because he
That's
knew
why he
his time was
retired.
done probably.
Yeah. So yeah, to me, it was something that's been. I mean, I didn't know he was still getting paid £2 million a year
I
until somebody
don't think
said that. I
anybody
mean,
did.
that's a fucking right wage, isn't it? At 80, he's
Yeah.
not. He's laughing, isn't he? I mean, he deserves it for what he did for us. But I mean, there's a time and a place, and I think, yeah, that should have been gone 6, 7, 8 years ago at least,
Yeah, because I
and
just
moved
don't
on
think
from.
he's doing anything because he's 82 years
It's
old and
not.
why would he?
It's just not the right way to work, is it? You can't just have the old people, old bosses, still sitting around making decisions for you.
No.
That's the age decisions, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
Have you? Did you watch the NFL?
I've watched every game I could this week. What was the Thursday night game? It was Broncos
Broncos, New
and
Orleans.
yes, some Broncos did very bad things to New Orleans.
Yeah,
I
they
am
got back.
looking forward to today's
There's a game
games though.
tonight, isn't there? There's a
Today's
game at
games.
9:30 or 2:30 or whatever fucking time it'll be.
No, there isn't. Is there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, definitely.
Are you sure about
There
that?
is
Oh, is it the
Jaguars
Wembley
versus
game today?
it's London. Yeah,
Oh, it's Jacksonville again. Again. Oh, this is going to be
yeah,
awful.
yeah, because they're both bad.
New England versus Jacksonville. They've both got a 1-5 record. It's going to be like
Yeah,
watching
both names
Southampton play
absolutely
Everton.
battered. Although New Orleans, they won the first 2 games and lost 5 in a row.
Yes, they have.
They're getting absolutely battered.
Tonight's
Won the
game on
first.
for us is going to be very good. It's Detroit versus Minnesota. That'll be a brilliant game.
Minnesota. Is it?
Well,
Is
it's two of
that
the
tonight?
best
What's that?
records in the.
Records.
So they're 4-1 and Minnesota are 5-0. Look at me understanding NFL inside 6 weeks. I understand scoring things and everything. I'm a
So we got
genius.
then. So Seahawks and the Falcons, Titans and Bills, Bengals and Browns. Where's the Dolphins? Dolphins play the Colts 3-3, 3-2. They're both crap. Vikings and the Lions. That'll be a
That's
good
the big game this weekend.
Yeah.
And then Kansas City
Where's
play because they'll win. Of course,
Oh,
they'll
it's a repeat of the Super Bowl.
yes. Doesn't look like San
Chiefs and
Francisco is anywhere near this
49ers.
Super Bowl, though, does it?
No, but it's one of them. It's an American sport, and you've only got to win your division. You haven't got to particularly be even the top 2 or 3 teams in the country.
Very
So you've
good
only got
point.
to
Yeah,
get through your group and your team. So
yeah.
you can be pretty bang average and get through, and suddenly you're in a playoff position. So it is a
Houston
bit
are having a good
misleading
season
because
as
it's
well. They're
America.
5-1.
What did I watch the other day and thought? Right, where the Lions? The Lions beat
Cowboys.
Cowboys. Absolutely battered them. Yeah,
Yeah.
they looked good.
So just remind me again, who was your pick to win the Super Bowl at the start of all this? Cowboys? Go on then.
Definitely not the Cowboys.
Because they've got Dak
Again,
Prescott and CD Lamb and
yeah. Dak Prescott, CD Lamb. Dak Prescott got his new contract. Obviously, he's done a Marcus Rashford. He's been absolutely shite since he signed it. Can't even
funnily
throw a
enough,
fucking
Sergio
egg.
Perez did the same thing. Got a new
Yeah, they
contract
all
and he
do
was
it.
shit.
They're all too fair. The Cowboys aren't playing this week, so they're all right. One thing they can't do is lose. Yeah, they got absolutely annihilated. I mean, Dak Prescott were just throwing that. I think he were throwing javelins, not fucking NFL balls. They were going all out at shop.
And once
Yeah,
again,
I
and
cursed
of
him.
course, I've picked a team that are just bang average. They're not good. They're not bad.
Well, I picked my team last season, having this is how funny this. I based my decision on the fact that if I was going to go and watch an NFL game, where would I like to go? And I wanted to go to Miami because the stadium is the Hard Rock Stadium.
And
The
it's
Formula
warm.
One tracks round the stadium, and it's sunny all the time. So I thought that is where I want to watch NFL. So I'm going to support the Dolphins, and they were good last season, but they tailed off as I started to support them. Lost in the playoffs, and now they're absolutely horrendous.
So it's all your fault.
All my fault again. I
I
thought,
just
what
picked
would
a
be
team
great would
because
be
I'd
to
seen
go
them
to
on
the
telly.
Miami Grand Prix and watch the Dolphins game on the same weekend. How good would that be? So that's who I'm going to support. I'm absolutely shite.
Problem with that is they don't happen at the same time.
You weren't watching it last year when Dolphins played the Bills in the playoffs.
No.
So it was 84 degrees in Miami, and it
I
was
seen it on Hard Knocks. They went
4
north and it were like
degrees.
-100.
Fucking hell. They were like, they delayed the game because there were 30-foot snow drifts. Miami players got there, were like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, no being
They got a
cold.
suntan and they arrived, and it got fucking. They couldn't even see out at windows for snow. Like, honestly, watching it was painful. It looked horrendous. It
Yeah.
snowed that bad that they delayed the game, and yeah, I mean, I've never seen weather like that. There were just cars underneath snow, and Miami were like, "We got playing this.
Going
Fuck's this?"
home.
I mean, that's the difference, literally. Had it been at their stadium, genuinely, Miami would have won that.
Yeah.
But they lost because they weren't
Got
the right team on the
frostbite.
day, but they lost because it was fucking freezing. They were just absolutely done for. They got no chance. I mean, Bills players look like they played in every week, and Miami was like, you get on holiday and it's like, imagine landing on your summer holiday, it's snowing. They were just like, what the this? And they just got absolutely trounced by the snow. So yeah,
Wonderful.
so I picked my team based on weather, and it's proven not to be the greatest technique. I mean, to be fair, should have just picked the Chiefs because I used to watch them all the time and they used to win every time. But I thought, I'll be a bit adventurous, and
I
we'll.
picked my team based on a celebrity that owned another football club, so my theory wasn't any better.
No, well, you got the. Who do you play?
We're
Falcons.
playing the New York Giants, who have got a 2-4 record.
I can't see you. Oh yeah, they're Giants.
So
New
that
York
could be
Giants. They're not very good.
that's
The
an
Giants are
important
really
game
bad.
because we're 3-2. So if we win 4-2, all of a sudden it's not looking horrendous.
No, you'll be near the top of your league. I would have thought then.
We just need to give the ball to Saquon Barkley and just let him run. Make a hole and
Yeah, I
let
mean
him
the
run
weird
through
thing
it.
about the NFL is they're like a third of the way through the season already.
Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
Well, 2 more games will be halfway through the season.
But yeah, it still doesn't end well February.
Yeah, because the
Bit that
playoffs
throws
go
me
on
off
for a long time, don't they?
because we have
But yeah, this
like a
week
2-week
and
break
next
between every
week,
playoff game.
and they'll be halfway through the season already.
Well, yeah, because in 2 weeks' time it's that holiday they have, or in 3 weeks' time, what is it? Thanksgiving. Don't they play a lot of football on that day? Isn't that like the big day?
Yeah, they like to play on their bank holidays. They like to play Christmas Day and stuff, which is quite cool for me because obviously we don't get any sport Christmas Day. So I actually do have a
Yeah,
sport to watch.
I did find that quite mind blowing when there's a Christmas Day game. I was like, what the hell?
Did you watch the Cowboys game?
Against the Lions?
Detroit, yeah.
I watch the highlights because we don't get that one live.
Have you seen the Cowboys Stadium and the thing around it?
All the stadiums in America are amazing.
Oh,
But
absolutely! That Cowboys Stadium is ridiculous, mate. It's like a small town.
the,
That guy, I forget what his name. He's built a
all of the
proper.
stadiums are amazing.
Yeah, is it theirs? Detroit Lions, the new one. It's SoFi Stadium or something that they've just moved into. That one with the big screen that's
Yeah,
like a circle in the middle. Fucking hell! I think they play football there at some point. Somebody playing a pre-season friendly, I think.
possibly. Yeah, when they
I
all
think
go out to America
that
because
is
the.
that screen above is absolutely unbelievable. Their
All
stadiums
right,
are
so
crazy.
the regular season ends December the 31st. Yes, it does. The last game is the Lions 49ers on New Year's Eve,
Is it?
and there are 2 games on Christmas Day.
I didn't realize it
Apparently,
was that
week 18 is
close.
all games to be determined, so I'm guessing that's the first week of the playoffs. So week
Um,
17 is the 25th to the 31st of December. Christmas Day is Kansas City, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore,
yeah.
Houston.
Oh, that's strangely close, isn't it, already?
Yeah, that their season's nearly
Well, it just
ended,
started. Well, the playoffs
and
was obviously when it gets really good, but yeah.
our season's only just started because we've had
No,
45 international breaks.
week 18 is the last week of the season. The TBD is obviously all the teams have to play at the same time that are fighting for position at the top.
Ah, right, okay.
So week 8, so the dates won't be set because they'll make sure that nobody can match fix and like they do in other sports. So they'll make sure that
Oh, right, okay.
any
So they are the
teams
final
battling
games,
at the
right?
top,
Okay.
the final games will play at the same time on the
But
same
sure, they know
day.
what date that's going to be.
No, 'cause it depends on where they're playing, won't it? They'll group them together based on dates, based on geographic. I mean, America's a big fucking place, and you can't just
Yeah, that's
they're
true.
going to play at the same time. They're going to have to make sure that they fit with time zones and shit, aren't they?
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's going to be people playing at 2 a.m. and it's not really going to go down too well. So it's like the
yeah. My
same.
only issue with being watching NFL in the UK is it's just a really hard time for us to actually watch it. But it's just one of
Yeah,
the
it's. I mean, I tend to
you
watch
get
them
lucky with it.
all. I watch tonight, and then I'll watch them all repeated tomorrow. So I'll just start in the morning. So tomorrow I've got the Formula One to watch, and then I've got 4 NFL games there'll be to watch, I think. So then I'll just make my way through them through the day, and probably into Tuesday, and there'll be a Monday night game as well. So I'll have like 5 games to watch between now and the end of Tuesday.
And of course, with it being the UK, you can watch them all if you want to pay for another subscription for sport, and that'd be another £25 a month that they want to take off you for doing so.
Yeah, that's what they like to do, mate. That's what it's all about.
I wanted to watch all the sports I want to watch and like to watch. It would cost me about £400 a month, I think,
It'd
at
be
this
not worth
point.
going to work, would it?
Literally
Did you see
ridiculous.
the Jets game? They played. Who did they play?
Was that? Did they play last Sunday afternoon at Tottenham, or was that the week? That was the week before, wasn't it?
No, I think they did.
If they
Jets. Who did
lost
the
one,
Jets
and
play?
did they play the Ravens and one of
They
them?
played
My
the
memory.
Bills. Was that on? I
No,
can't
that
think of
wasn't.
it. Rogers took some massive hits, and he looked like it was time for him to go and retire.
I mean, I'm not that brilliant on all of this yet, but at 40 years old, is it not time to call it a day?
Yeah, he looked like it
Quite
was
a rough
time to call
game.
it
It's
a day.
quite a hard
He just
game.
spent the entire game shaking his head and laid on the floor. People laid on top of him, pummeling him. It was quite brutal.
You're too old for this shit. Surely, call it a day.
Yeah. So the Bears have signed that quarterback from the draft this season.
Caleb Williams.
He got 25 million signing on bonus and 10 million a year at 21 years old.
I'd just work for one
I mean,
year and call it a
one
day.
day he was a rookie, and the next day he's got 25 million signing bonus and 10
I mean,
million a year coming in. I mean, in NFL terms, 10 million is nowhere near a lot of money, but when you've gone from being 20 and probably earning pence to being 21 and being 25 million sat in bank,
literally, I'd literally
that's,
play for a year and go, I'm done. I'm all
what you
right,
need to
thanks.
do, wouldn't you?
I
Just
don't need.
literally 1 year, he's got 35 million quid.
Yeah.
Done. He's won lottery. That's a contract, that, isn't it? That is a massive.
And he's actually started to look quite decent last couple of games I've
Looks
watched the
really
Bears
good.
play.
Does
He
look really good.
struggled. He
Now
struggled
he's got
early
warmed
on.
up. Yeah. Yeah, well, they've got to learn everything. I mean, the players that they come up with are the most unbelievable I mean, how they remember them all, God only knows.
I wouldn't have a clue. And they shout all these numbers
Because,
at each other. I'd
yeah,
be like, hang on, what do you mean?
and special
Stop.
names, and they tap their helmet on this side to do one thing. I'd just be like, no idea, just run a straight line and hope for best. Just be me running
Run into
about.
end zone.
Yeah. Did you see? Was it your game where they blocked? Yes, the Browns touchdown directly from the Eagles' field goal attempt. That's the first time in 19 years it's happened to them. What the hell went on there? Literally blocked it, picked it up, and ran the entirety of the pitch. And it's like having a penalty
And
at
conceding a
0-0
goal.
and going 1-0 down. It's
Yeah.
like, how has that happened?
Yeah.
It's even
It was a
more
thing.
than that because technically, if you've got a penalty, the keeper's got every chance to save it. I mean, they shouldn't be stopped. They don't block them very often, but to go down the other end and score is like 1 in a million. 19 years and he did it.
That's what having my support does for a club.
Yeah.
It
They start
ruins them.
support Chiefs and it might make it a bit more fair. They're 5-0 then.
Yes, 5-0. There's only them
The
and the
only 5-0
Vikings at
team.
5-0.
Oh, the Vikings 5-0.
Yeah. That's why today's game's going to be that good, because Detroit are 4-1, Vikings are 5-0.
They look good as well, and they looked good last year. I said this last week. The Ravens look good. They look very good, and
Yeah.
they were good last season until the playoffs, and then they sort of faltered a little bit. But I think the quarterback was quite new to them at that time. They do look good as well. It's
I
going to
mean,
be good,
one
I
of the
think, this
worst
season.
teams that's actually looked when you watch them play is Kansas. They've not done anything amazing, but just win every
No,
week.
it's just etched into them, isn't it? They're just like a winning machine. And steadily, they'll just pick up pace. But once he starts throwing bombs, that's it. I mean, he threw one, not last week, the week, because they didn't play last week, it was the week before, about a 40-something yard touchdown or 51-yard touchdown. That's what he starts to throw. Once he starts throwing them, it's game over. They can just pack. I mean, they're saying that Kelsey's been rubbish, and they're saying that Mahomes hasn't been great. I'm like, well, what are they going to do when they are good? Because they're 5-0 and both the best players are crap. So, I mean, when they're good, what happens then?
They win the Super Bowl that you said they wouldn't.
Yeah, Cowboys aren't winning it anyway. They are such a Cowboys. Good old Dak Prescott, eh? Cursed him,
Yeah,
man.
he's amazing.
He'll not have a job next season because of me. He'll be a bin man.
Sorry, Dak.
47-9 they got beat. 47-9. They got more than 9 points from me at quarterback. Absolute dire, wasn't it? I mean, I was watching it. I mean, obviously, I don't know the scores when I watch it. And I'm just like, what's going on here?
No,
Hopefully,
because
I'll have to
NFL's
remember.
not massive here, I can avoid the scores quite easily. Because Sky don't
I
put
just have
much
to
out
avoid my
about it.
phone. Yeah. Luckily,
Yeah, so I can.
all the channels here do no spoiler thing. So you turn no spoilers on your account settings. It doesn't, even when you go on the website, it doesn't show you any scores to any of the sports.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's really good. So like when I log on to watch the sport, it doesn't give you any information about who's won on any of the pages, so you can go to them and watch them.
Oh,
Even when
wow.
you click on the game, you could flick down the stats and probably get a good picture of what's happened. So on the football, I could go down and see they've had 18 shots, they've had 2, so you've got a good chance of knowing. But as long as you avoid that, you wouldn't know the score anyway. So
Oh, wow. That's
it's good.
brilliant.
Yeah. So I can watch all the games without getting caught up in who might have won, who might not have won. Just have to avoid my phone in the morning when I wake up.
And right there, we did a positive thing. That was good. We were happy about that.
Yep, we are positive about NFL.
True.
NFL's good. It's the rules. I don't care about the rules because it's American. Just leave them
And I
to it.
don't understand the rules for most of them, let's be
I don't
honest. I don't even
understand them.
try to.
You pick an egg up, you throw it, and somebody catches it.
Yep. And if they drop it, you start
We
again.
all jump. Did you see the game the other day when the fans have been there for 13 hours before kickoff?
It's like,
I'm
what are you
like, what
doing?
the fuck? 13 hours they've been.
All
And
having a
do you know something I have
barbecue.
to say about NFL? Right, all the fans mix in the stadium
Yes.
and they all drink,
Yes.
and no one dies.
Yes. Which is
What's going
what?
on with? It's something I never noticed until I think I watched the Commanders game the other day, and they've got two quite conflicting uniforms. And I'm like, well, you can see the Commanders fans are just everywhere. And the Commanders Ravens, I think it were. They were just obviously mixed in the stadium everywhere. And I'm like, how is this? How even the Americans are like, can mix their fans together and not kill each other? You go to a
Yeah.
football stadium, you've got to have a 15-seat gap between you and away fans because a lot of knobheads think they can fight each other. I'm like, how
Yeah.
embarrassing is this? And they've all
It
got a beer in
massively
their
is. It's
hand.
ridiculous.
I'm like, fuck's sake, even they. I mean, I'd have thought the Americans would definitely not be able to do it. I thought they'd all be shooting each other. But they seem to get along enough to be able. I mean, they're literally talking to it. You can see
Yeah.
them. I mean, like, I've never seen it. I've not watched a million NFL games to know. But I've never seen much trouble in the crowd or any trouble in the crowd. And they're all like, having to dig at each other, a bit of banter, talking to each other. Even like the players' parents and that are in the crowd, sat next to
Yeah.
opposition fans, not getting beat up, not having to have the sun come into the crowd to save them because some away fans are trying to stab them. I mean, just all like this is just horrendous, isn't it? Even America's got it right.
Yeah. It does work really well for them. And like I said, they all just watch it and enjoy watching it as a sport.
Yeah.
And they take
But when I
everything
saw
in
that
good.
13 hours before the game they've been there, I thought that is some level of commitment.
Oh, yeah. But they've all sat and
How
had a
do, how do you
barbecue in a car park
How'd
and
you
the
get a
pickups are
pass
open.
from your missus for that one? I'm just off to match, love. When's it on? 8 o'clock tonight. It's only 7 in the morning. I'll be all right. Don't worry. Take it
I've got to have a
caravan.
barbecue. And
13 hours.
but
I
to
mean,
be
you can
fair, a lot
imagine
of them do it.
football fans being at the ground 13 hours before. There'd be no stadium left, would there?
But a
They'd
lot of
just
them do it as
smash lots
a
of
family
pieces.
thing, don't they, in America? The whole family
Yeah,
goes to NFL for the day.
yeah,
It's
it's
everybody
brilliant.
does.
They did a documentary on it, and they were like, I can't think who did it, and they were sat in the stadium car park with them, like marquees out, barbecues out, and I was like, how good is that? It's like a
Yeah.
concept. Obviously, everyone goes, gets involved. I'm guessing they don't all even go into the games. I'm guessing they don't all have tickets to go down for the atmosphere as well,
Yeah,
because
'cause I
there
wonder if they
seem to
put,
way
like,
too many people.
TVs up in car park or something for them all to watch it if anybody's
Must be
not got
something because the
tickets.
amount of people there was just unbelievable, and I
Yeah.
thought that's a brilliant idea. To be fair,
Oh, yeah.
oh, went on a
Very,
positive note.
very much is. And I think while we're being utterly, utterly positive,
We'll positively end.
we'll positively call that a day and say, yeah, I'm off to watch the afternoon's NFL and be positive.
NFL and the City Wolves in a bit as well. The City Wolves on first, isn't it? City Wolves
City
on
Wolves and
in half an hour.
then Liverpool Chelsea.
City Wolves on half an hour, and then it's the NFL half an hour later.
Yes. So on that
The winner
note,
pick.
before we get negative, goodbye, and
We'll
I
move
will
on.
speak to you soon.
See you later.